Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to another MAMJ Let's Play of Sweet Fuse at your side. When we left off, we kicked off this grand adventure, and I'm really glad that so many of you guys are into it. I'm very into it, I'm not gonna lie. I really want to see what happens with this game. I want to see how the relationships progress and how the puzzles are gonna get more and more complex. It seems like really cool gameplay, and I love it. So we're gonna keep on going with this. Let's see what happens in today's episode, shall we? Yeah, he's already bummed out.
このテーマパークのアトラクションはすべてこういった形で致死性のあるものにすり替えられているはずだ。
やれやれ。危険に巻き込まれても自己責任ってのはこれのことか。
I did accidentally kill all of us last time. That was my bad. I didn't understand how the mechanics worked. That just means that if we want to get through this, we'll have to be like adventurers in the game and work together. They all nodded. Some victory music. Just then, a short tune played over the room's speakers, followed by an announcement. Oh, we get a reward?
報酬アイテム。
Before we had time to ponder what it meant, the base of the statue popped open. Besides, we don't inhale poison and die? I ran up to it and looked inside to find a chest that looked exactly like the one you might find in a video game.
巻物が入ってる。
He pulled it out of the chest and showed us. This looks like a map of this attraction. See, here's the room we're in.
残りの謎はあと2箇所ということになりますね。
Oh, so there's more stuff in here. I turned to see him glancing down over my shoulder at the map. There were indeed 2 more rooms. The Corridor of Hate and the Room of Supreme Ruler.
ああ、まだ2箇所もあんのか。ち、今だいたい2時間経ったところだぜ。
But they said it was a reward, so I don't think it's going to be another puzzle room.
残りは5時間。とっとと先に進んだ方が良さそうだな。
Right.
もう生きた心地がしない。
Oh, Toa, come on. We headed down the stairs toward the Corridor of Hate. Good choice out of the 2, I guess. Oh, neat. When we reached the bottom of the stairs, we found ourselves in the long stone hallway. It was dark and gloomy, but there were torches mounted along the walls, casting enough light to see by.
なんか薄暗くて怖いな。
He was right. The darkness would have been bad enough, but there were also a bunch of what looked like demon heads on the walls. I moved a little closer to one of the heads and noticed a set of panels. These are just like the ones we saw a bit ago.
光っているカードはガマクシーですか。今度は何だってんだ。
Mitadai pushed forward toward the panel. Whoa. Did it shoot an arrow? Gah! Something flew out of the left-hand wall at an incredible speed. Mitadashi only barely managed to jump out of the way in time.
やだ。
Yeah. Sure enough, there is now an arrow embedded in the opposite wall.
あっぶねえ。一瞬反応が遅れてたら串刺しになるところだったぜ。だな。しかもこの矢、普通に比べて相当太い。おそらく。
You know the different thicknesses of arrows? Also, that Pocky has been in your mouth for a very long time. It should have like already dissolved. I'm just saying.
まったく。一人で死ぬのは勝手だが、できれば不用意な真似は遠慮してくれ
Oh,
ない。
Shido. He frowned and grumbled at Shido under his breath, but I could see beads of sweat on his forehead. That must have been scary, even if you won't admit it. If nothing else, the arrow sticking out of the wall was now a powerful reminder that we needed to be careful.
もしかして壁にある妖怪の口全部にこの罠が仕掛けられてるんじゃ。
Maybe?
おそらくそうだろう。妖怪の顔の前を通ろうとすると、矢が飛び出して串刺しになるっていう仕掛けだろうさ。
Shirabe's shoulders slumped in exhaustion as he finished. And Wakasa looked too shocked to speak.
怨念渦巻く回廊緑に
Oh,
進む
really?
あやかしの歌に耳を傾けよ闇を照らす光によりあやかしは浄化される
Okay. Then the voice was quiet.
ち今頃緑に
Seriously?
進むべからずなんて言いやがって遅えよ
It was true that if the announcement had come on earlier, he wouldn't have been in danger. But if he hadn't been in such a hurry in the first place. Bad. Bad, bad.
あやかしの歌に耳を傾けよと闇を照らす光によりあやかしは浄化されるの意味するところを考えると
Shirabe scratched at his beard and worked the candy around in his mouth. It's not candy. That is not
まず
candy.
は一つずつあやかしの歌に耳を傾けようこれから考えることにしましょう
Okay?
つーてもあやかしってのはこの壁にかかった気味の悪い
You just gotta put your ear right up to their mouth. You know, right where the arrow comes out and just listen and see what you can hear.
よし何にしてもまずは情報を集めることからだそれこそが真実にたどり着く第一歩だからな
Shirabe edged toward the nearest head. Very, very carefully, he began to examine it. Okay, what's it gonna say? Oh, it's got a little red dot on it. Do you see anything?
ああこいつの眉間に小さな光が灯ってる
Probably when you cross that, it's gonna shoot
おそ
the
ら
arrow.
くこれがセンサーになってるんだろうどれ
本当だセンサーみたいなものがある
その証拠にこうして
I jumped as he waved his hand in front of the demon's nose, but no arrow came out.
大丈夫だやはりセンサーに触れなければ矢は飛び出してこない仕掛けのようだ
You scared me. He sighed and told everyone to step back. He waved his hand over the demon's face again, this time in front of the sensor. I guess. Just like before, an arrow shot out of the demon's mouth with blinding speed.
こういう仕掛けになってるわけだ
Is your hand alright?
心配しなさんなお嬢ちゃんさすがに寸出のところで避けたさ
しかし妖怪の顔は左右に無数にある上にどれもバラバラの位置についているこれを避けて歩くのは
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to avoid them. We have to deactivate them.
そのようですね
We all sighed. There's no way we can just run past them or something. That means there's gotta be a way we can disable the arrows. I was still mulling it over in my head when Wakasa suddenly spoke up.
さっきのっ
What? What is it?
ていや多分なんでもないと思う
Mitarashi rolled his eyes.
間違っても誰も責めはしねえよ男なら一度口に仕掛けた言葉を引っ込めるんじゃねえ
He said even if you say something wrong, we're not gonna attack you. If you're a man, say what you started to say and don't just take your words back. I like that, Mitarashi. He started to move toward Wakasa. I do want to know what he noticed. What should I do? We're not gonna stop him. He might know something. I'm thinking it's a music thing, like maybe the arrow shoots and there's a certain note that it plays? Perhaps? Mitarashi is being way too pushy, but we do need to get all the information we can get. You need to tell us what you noticed. It might be the hint we need to figure all this out.
それはどうだかわかんないけど確かに君の言うことには一理あるかもね
Okay, so tell me. He gave me a heart.
たく出し惜しみすんなっての
Well, at least I'd gotten him to talk.
かすかに聞こえた気がしたんだ妖怪の口の中からキリキリって音
A stretching noise? Stretching? Wakasa was mumbling and thinking to himself when Shido suddenly raised his head.
あやかしの歌に耳を傾けよ
なるほどその音があやかしの歌だってわけだな
Can you still hear it? He shook his head and frowned.
つまりは矢が飛び出した後少しの間だけ音がしたってこと。
かもしれないけど聞き間違いだったかも。みんなは聞こえなかったんでしょ？
I mean, you are the musician of the group, so I'm guessing your ears are a little bit more fine-tuned to this kind of situation.
とはいえこのままここで黙っているわけにもいきませんし、もう一度試してみませんか。
Okay, let's listen.
よし、それじゃあもう一度だ。おい若さ、音がしたら手を挙げて、止んだら手を下ろせ。
わかった。けど僕でいいわけ？
その音を聞き分けることができるのはお前だけかもしれないからな。
It's possible.
わかったよ。
Good. I'll trigger the sensor. I'll stick my hand in the face of danger.
お前が大丈夫かよ。
I just watched Shirabe do it. As long as I'm careful, I'll be fine. I stepped up to the demon's face, glanced nervously around, and then waved my hand over the sensor. Just like before, an arrow shot out and embedded itself in the wall. His hand shot up. Then before I could react, Shido stepped in front of me and waved his hand in front of the sensor. What had he done that for? I was still wondering when Wakasa lowered his hand. What was that?
今音がしている間にもう一度手をかざして
Oh.
矢は飛び出してこなかっただろ。
But then what do the panels have to do with anything? Oh, yeah, you're right.
なるほど。あなたの行動の意図が分かりました。
若さが気づいた音ってのはつまり次の矢の装填音だったってわけだな。
ああ、時間にして約5秒ほどだ。
So, for about 5 seconds right after an arrow's fired, the trap can't fire because it's reloading. Finally, we'd figured out one part of the announcement. Give ear to the Song of the Demons. I couldn't hear anything though. You must have really good ears.
さて、ひとまずこの妖怪の顔のからくり
It's
は
not that
理解
easy.
し
It can't be that easy.
次は雅楽師に同じことをもう一度やってもらうべきだろうな。
なるほど。確かにその通りだ。
They were right. The bard panel was lit up. But who's the bard?
それは若さとは君だろ。
Really?
え、僕？
俺もお前だと思うぜ、若さ。雅楽師ってのは日本古来の音楽や
Oh.
舞を踊る職業のことだ。歌や踊りって意味じゃアイドルに通じるものがある。それにただ一人あやかしの歌に耳を傾けられたお前さんにぴったりだろう。
わかったよ。
It's like
さっきと
fine.
同じようにすればいいんだよね。
He glanced at me and swallowed. For a moment, I was worried he was going to say that he was too scared to do it. Maybe now that I've done it, he's too embarrassed to say he was too scared to do something a girl could. Oh, snap. Wakasa said nothing, just turned back around and then slowly approached the demon head. He waved his hand in front of the sensor. Oh, look, the bard panel turned off.
どうやら雅楽師は若狭さんで間違いなかったようですね。
The ninja?
そして今度は忍者のカードが光った。
忍者ね。ひとまずセンサーに手をかざしてから5秒の間は安全だと分かったが、
たった5秒の間に左右のランダムな位置にあるセンサーに的確に手をかざし、しかも立ち止まらずに進むのは至難の技だ。
One slip up and they'd be toast. Everyone was silent. Then finally, Shirabe spoke.
ひとまずあのカードの忍者ってのが誰に当たるのかだが、残ってるのは俺とゲーマーの兄ちゃんとお嬢ちゃんの3人か。まあ普通に考えれば兄ちゃんだろうな。
Mayoshi's mouth tightened slightly, but he began to walk toward the demon heads. Mayoshi?
行くよ。要はリズムゲーさ。判断力と反射神経には。
It's just like DDR, of course. What? Hold on a second. Let's not rush into anything.
そうですよ。さっきの毒ガスの時とは違って、これは失敗ができない。姿勢が高すぎま
Don't
す。
make him more
もう
nervous.
少し慎重に行きましょう。
Naoshi stopped, his brows knit. What are we gonna do now?
闇を照らす光によりあやかしは浄化される。これの意味はまだ解明されていない。まずはこれを考えるべきだろう。
闇を照らす光、これはそこの灯籠のことかな。あるいは妖怪のセンサーの光なのか。全然見当もつかねえな。
We all shook our head in silence. What should we do? I don't think he should try yet, because I could be a ninja. I've got a bomb on my head. Let's think about some more. I really think we should give this a little more thought first. For several minutes, no one spoke. Finally, Miyoshi seemed to come to a decision and began to walk toward the demons again. Wait, what are you doing?
おい、ちょっと待てよ。
He's gonna go for it. He said nothing, just kept walking. It looked like he was gonna try it anyway, no matter what we said.
もう見てられないよ。
Wakasa covered his face with his hands and turned away. Everyone else watched Miyoshi go, but none of us felt good about it.
行くぞ。
He took a deep breath, moved it into a crouch, and leapt forward. Wow! He quickly established a rhythm, touching a sensor, waiting a split second for the arrow to fire, then moving past to the next one.
やるな。無駄な動きが一切ない。
Maybe he is a ninja.
本物の忍者みたい。
Even Wakasa lowered his hands to watch in amazement. In a few moments, he disappeared into the darkness, and all we could hear was the thwack of arrows firing. Oh! A familiar chime echoed down the dark corridor.
どうやら成功したようだな。
Oh, then suddenly, the hallway exploded with light. Ah! Whoa! That's bright! I threw up an arm to shield my eyes from the sudden light. As my eyes adjusted, I looked up. I had noticed them before, but there were fluorescent lights all along the hallway's ceiling. And down at the end, I could see Miyoshi giving us the thumbs up, just like a true ninja would. Good job! That was amazing! I grinned and returned the thumbs up. He really is a ninja. There's no way I could move like that. He sure hadn't looked very athletic, but the way he'd moved.
どうやらもうセンサーは作動しないようですね。
As he spoke, he waved one of his hands in front of the demonic face. Nothing happened.
安心していい。センサーのスイッチはこっちで切った。
Then why don't you walk back, Miyoshi? He gestured toward a spot on the wall. It looked like the switch had turned on the lights when it turned off the demons.
これが闇を照らす光によりあやかしは浄化されるってことか。やれやれ。
He wiped sweat from his brow as he spoke and gave a wavering sort of grin. I let out a breath I hadn't realized I'd been holding and headed down the hall toward Miyoshi. Okay, cool.
なんだよ。お前やるじゃん。
Nice. Look at that blush. That's kind of adorable. Mitadashi ignored him and gave Miyoshi another hearty slap on the back.
助かったぜ。
ああ、君のおかげだ。感謝する。
Wow, everybody's super nice.
助かりました。
ありがとう。
Yeah, really, you were amazing.
いや、こんな状況だし。
He looked down at the floor as he spoke, his cheeks turning a bright shade of red. It looked like Miyoshi didn't take compliments very well.
残る謎はあと一つか。
はあ、まだあるのか。もう生きた心地がしないよ。
He's seriously, I don't know if he's gonna make it to the end. Yeah, there's still another puzzle, but we got this far, didn't we? That's 2 puzzles. What's one more?
君、ほんと楽観的な性格でいいよね。
Yeah, glass is half empty or half full. Which one's the optimistic one? I get that a lot. Wakasa gave me a look, but before he could speak... Yay, we did it! Whoa, that's the same sound we heard when we cleared the room of the Guardian. The fanfare was quickly followed by an announcement.
怨念回路をクリア。
There was a loud clang from the corridor, like a lock opening. I let out a sigh of relief. Only one more puzzle, and then today's attraction is over. Whoa. The corridor of hate led to a long staircase that took us up and up.
地図によるとこの上り階段の先に最後の部屋がある。時間はここまでで約3時間か。
So we got about 4 hours left.
残りは4時間。まあ悪くないペー
Yeah,
ス
it's not bad. We've really only been here for 3 hours? It doesn't seem much longer. Maybe because I hadn't been able to see that sun. It feels like we've been in here all day. I'm tired and now I'm starting to feel hungry. Then, almost as if he'd heard me, Miyoshi suddenly sat down on the stairs. Are you alright?
ああ、平気だ。少し休めば。
He's obviously tired out. That stunt earlier must have taken out more of him than he let on. Mitadashi stopped and came back down the stairs towards us. He frowned and took a hold of Miyoshi.
タグ世話焼かせんなよな。ほら
Oh,
肩貸すから。
they're also
行くぞ
caring.
さっさとしろよ。まったく普段は家の中でゲームばっかやってんだろ。男ならもちっと体を鍛えとけって。
With a grunt, Mitadashi hauled Miyoshi to his feet and propped him up on his shoulder.
お前ちゃんと食ってんのか。遅すぎんだろ。
ほっといてくれよ。
I watched him head off up the stairs. I guess Mitadashi's actually a pretty good guy. I thought he was kind of scary at first, but whoops, better get going. I'd been so busy thinking I'd fallen to the back of the line. Who knows what the next puzzle is going to be? I need to get up these stairs quick. Still, they were a pretty rough climb. When we started, I'd been hopping up them at a good clip, but now it seemed like they went on forever.
Saki-san, 大丈夫ですか?
Oh, yeah. Okay, in the audio, he said Saki-san, which is like Miss Saki, so obviously you're not supposed to change your name because they're still calling her by Saki.
ずっと命がかかっている極限の状況です。緊張による疲れが相当溜まっているのでは
Are you gonna hoist me up too or levitate me like your crystal ball? That'd be cool. If you could levitate me up the stairs, I'd be all for that. He smiled gently and held out his hand. Yeah, take it. Why would you say no, I'm fine? After a moment or two of thought, I took Urabe's hand. I was tired and I didn't want to get in anyone's way. Thanks. Sorry.
いえ、遠慮しないでください。辛かったら私に寄りかかっても構いませんし。
Oh, well, thank you. I don't think it'll come to that. I'm fine.
無理せずゆっくり登りましょう。時間は十分残っていますから焦ることはありませんよ。
Aww. Urabe smiled again and gave me a conspiratorial wink. Whatever that means. There you go. There's that wink. Probably not. He's really nice. At long last, we reached the top of the stairs. In front of us stood a set of double doors. Everyone else was already there, taking a moment to catch their breath.
やれやれ、ようやくか。
Sorry to make you wait.
疲れた。こんなに長い階段登ったのロケでどこか山の上のお寺に行って以来だよ。
糖分を補給するとするか。
Again, you have sweets. Just eat more of them. Are you alright, Miyoshi?
ああ、みたらしさんのおかげでなんとか。
Good.
こんくらいでへばるなんてお前ら鍛え方が足りねえだろ。
Everyone else was panting and tired, but Mitadashi seemed as energized and relaxed as he had an hour ago. Shido looked as if he was about to say something, but before he could... Hogstein? We weren't likely to forget that voice anytime soon. We have not lost our minds. Whatever, dude. His attempt at manipulation was clear, to everyone except Mitadashi, apparently.
おい、あいつの挑発に乗るな。相手にするだけ無駄だ。
んなこと分かった。
He shook Shido off and spat angrily.
やっこさん、俺たちの行動や発言を常に監視してやがるのか。
Shidabe appeared to be thinking the same thing I was. There are probably surveillance cameras all over the place.
だろうな。
He shoved another snack into his mouth and started scratching his beard. There you go, it's about time you switched snacks. Well, what a pep talk. And with that, he was gone.
くそ。あの豚野郎。
Yeah, what was he trying to say?
今のはなんだ。嫌味か。
俺たちの動揺を誘っているんだろう。お前のようにイライラするのを狙っているんだ。
ち、狙われなくたって、こんなところにぶち込まれて、ずっとイライラしてるってんだよ。
だよね。
ともかく、やっこさんの言葉で焦る必要はないさ。もうちっと休んでから先に進もうぜ。目押しもまだ辛そうだ。
Right.
すまない。
Poor Miyoshi. I mean, he did ninja all over the place, though.
ふざけやがって。あの豚、全部済んだらただじゃおかねえぞ。
We agreed to rest a little longer before heading into the last puzzle. Is he really doing this for entertainment? He's taken the park staff hostage and chosen 7 heroes to solve these puzzles. It does feel like a game, although it's a pretty messed up one. But I feel like there's more to it. Exactly, I think so too. Like there's no rhyme or reason to this. There has to be something deeper. After a few minutes, we gathered ourselves and moved to the next door, ready to take on the next puzzle.
おっしゃ、気を引き締めていくぜ。
Alright, Mitadashi. Mitadashi grabbed the doorknob and looked back at the rest of us. We all nodded back. Our short rest seemed to have restored some sort of calm. Even Wakasa looked determined. Alright, time to go to work. Oh, hi. More panels, huh? Beyond the door was a glamorous Japanese-style room covered in Western ornamentation. The walls were all sliding doors, but a massive chandelier hung from the ceiling. It looked like a house built during the late 1800s or early 1900s. In the center of the room was another strange statue. And just like before, next to it was a device with 7 panels. The head is really big. Shidabe tapped his forehead and nodded.
ありゃ、ぬらりひょんだ
Okay, so that's the evil emperor. What's a Nurarihyon?
な。ぬらりくらりとつかみどころのない妖怪ってことらしい。にしても、普通のやつとは少し、いや、だいぶ違うな。
What's so different about him?
西洋式の甲冑に手には剣か。
これは武士道ファンタジー7に出てくるラスボスなんだ。
Ah, well, that makes sense, I guess.
うん。
Moving carefully and checking everywhere for hidden traps, we slowly approached the statue.
美しい。
I'm sorry, what?
はあ何言っちゃってんのお前。 こいつが美しいだ。
It does look kind of weird.
惚れ惚れするような造形じゃないか、この滑らかなフォルム。
He didn't go so far as to touch it, but I got the impression that if he thought it was safe, he would have. Mayoshi's kind of funny. I was watching him gaze appreciatively at the statue when I heard a familiar voice.
巫女の祈りにて聖なる印を手に入れ、あやかしの王を打ち倒せ。勝利の光が道を指し示す。
Light of victory, huh? Again? It was confusing.
今度は巫女か。
The lit panel was the picture of a woman.
とりあえずまずは慎重に部屋を調べよう。
Gee, I wonder who the
情報
girl
を仕入れて
could
から
be.
言葉の意味を考えるんだ。おい、稲船咲。
Oh, yeah, he called me by my full name, Inafune Saki. Yes?
また分かれて調査をしよう。組み分けをしてほしい。
Me? Why?
お前はなんだかんだで勘がいいところがあるようだからな。みんなもそれでいいな。
どうでもいいからさっさとしろよ。
How should we split up this time? Oh god. The statue with Shido and Urabe, the floor with Shirabe and Meoshi, or the sliding doors with Mitarashi? I don't know. Everything else is paired in twos except for Mitarashi. So I guess we could spend a little bit more time with Mitarashi. The statue's the most interesting. But I feel like there's gonna be something hiding behind the sliding doors. Let's do this.
さてと、俺たちはこの襖を調べるってわけだ。なんか気味の悪い絵が描いてあるな。おいお前ら、この絵が何なのかわかるか？
Well, I'm pretty sure they're demons.
これ百鬼夜行ってやつだと思う。
Oh. Do you know a lot about demons? It's a weird question to ask anybody.
そういうわけじゃないけど、僕が出た映画の中に妖怪が出てくるやつがあって、それでちょっとだけ知ってる。妖怪ハルマゲドンって知らない？
Sorry, no.
なんか君と喋ってると落ち込んでくる。
Sorry. You don't know
一
any
応
of my
女子高
previous
生に大人
words.
気のアイドルグループだってのにな。
茶化さないでよね。それよりこの襖、遠目から見ててっきり本物だと思ってたんだけど。
Okay, just to clarify, in the Japanese one, he did not call her a shut-in. He was like, don't make fun of me. Anyways, like, at a distance, these looked real, but... So that's what he said. He didn't call her a shut-in. I'm not falling for that.
よく見たらただの絵なんだね。
まあそうだろうな。これが本物だったら俺たちに簡単に逃げられちまうだろう。
Hold on a second. I pointed to a section of the wall. That one looks like a real door.
マジでか？確かにそうだな。
Told you there's something
これは
hidden.
本物だぜ。
あれ、ちょっと待って。ほら、反対側の方にも一面だけ本物の引き戸がある。
おお。
As it turned out, there was a door on each wall. The entrance wasn't going to be much of help, of course, so that left us with 3 possible doors.
つうことはだ。この中の一枚が正しい
The light
出
of
口
truth.
ってことなんだろうが。
I don't think we're gonna find anything else. Let's go see what the other groups found. Mitarashi and Wakasa agreed. I didn't know Wakasa was gonna be with us when we looked at the doors. It only took a few minutes to go over everything we'd learned. Shido reported finding a diamond-shaped hole going all the way through the statue from its stomach to its back. Also, the statue and its base were apparently made of different materials. Shirabe found a mark on the floor that looked like 3 leaves of wild ginger. Sorry, they suspected this was the Holy Seal. On top of that, the ginger crest appeared to be some sort of button, although they hadn't tried to press it.
さて、とりあえずの情報は出揃ったが、次はアナウンスの言葉を情報と照らし合わせていくか。
巫女の祈りにて聖なる印を手に入れ、あやかしの王を打ち倒せ。まず巫女の祈りにて聖なる印を手に入れ とは巫女が葵の御門のスイッチを押す。
Yeah, so clearly we're the priestess. Shido reached over and put his hand on my arm.
稲船先頼む。
What? Why me?
そりゃそうだろ。こん中でミコって言ったらお前しかいねえ。
How did they know that I
何
was
せ
gonna
女
be
は一
here?
人だけなんだしな。
I volunteered for this, and yet the puzzles are set up for only one girl to be in.
それにカードで示されていないのは君と調べさんの2人だけだ
Ah,
よ、
he
ね。
might be a priestess.
調べさんが巫女なわけないし。
Why not? Oh, yes, I guess that makes sense. Alright, I'll give it a shot. I took a deep breath and pushed the button. Everyone swallowed. Huh? Nothing's happening. I'd been expecting, well, something. This was odd.
もう少しきちんと押してみたらどうでしょう。
Right. Let's punch it. I pushed again, as hard as I could. I don't think it's even moving.
なんだと？壊れてるんじゃないのか？
No, we need the seal. He gestured for me to move aside and pressed down on the seal with his foot. Oh. A pleasant chime sounded, and the priestess panel disappeared to be replaced by the warrior.
どういうことだこりゃ。普通に押せたぞ。
Oh, I really hope he's the priestess. I guess you must be the priestess.
はあ？ちょっと待て。俺がミコ？どっちかって言えば武士だろう。
He looked hurt and a little flustered, but...
マジかよ。このおっさんがミコ。
That's amazing.
いやはや、人は見かけによらぬものとはこのことや
It's
もしれ
pure
ま
and
せん。
innocent at heart. Don't laugh at him.
でも意外だし
It is pretty funny.
おかしい。
くそ、みんなしてバカにしやがって。っていうか、どうしてお嬢ちゃんが武士なんだ？おかしいだろ。
It's a little strange, but at least it looks like we got it to work. Shido had remained silent until now, but he suddenly spoke up.
そもそも稲船先はこの7つのカードには含まれていないのかもしれないな。
What? Why?
お前はこのゲームに自ら立候補して参加した。
It's possible.
いわ
That
ば
makes sense.
イレギュラーな存
I
在。
like that.
つまりお前に割り当てられた武士は当初予定されていた人間の人物像だと考えられる。
なるほど。だとすれば納得できますね。
ああ。
But if that's the case, they shouldn't have let her
って
volunteer.
ことは何か？どの道俺はミコだったってことか？
落ち着け。単なる推測に過ぎない。だが普通に考えればゲームの設定に俺たち全員がぴったり当てはまる方が違和感がある。
くそ、ワルドブーのやつ適当な仕事しやがって。本来参加するはずだったやつの頭にはちょんまげでもついてんのか？
The humor of the situation was beginning to ebb.
ま、ひとまず何でもいいじゃん。うまくいったんだしよ。
だね。次は何をすればいいんだろう。
ここ見てよ、床板が開いてる。
Ah, okay. We all ran over to see what Wakasa was talking about. Sure enough, there was now a large hole in the floor.
中に何かあるぞ。
どれどれ。
Diamond? Mitarashi, either unafraid or unaware of the possible danger, stuck his hand into the hole and pulled out. Oh. Katana?
みたいだな。初めて持ったが、こいつは結構重いもんだな。
Look, on the guard. Do you think this is...
三つ葉葵。葵の御紋だな。なるほど。もしかしたらこれが聖なる印ってやつか？
そうかもしれない。これは神道村正。ゲーム内では唯一ぬらりひょんを切ることができる
Oh.
徳川家の家宝だ。
はあ、なんだかかっこいいじゃねえか。聖なる印か。
Mitadashi drew the sword from his scabbard with a flourish and swung it around a few times, grinning and posing.
アイテムを入手しました。
Really? The voice echoed across the room. I guess we got it right.
ああ、次はあやかしの王を打ち倒せだな。
そいつは簡単だぜ。
Mitadashi swaggered over to the statue and with one dramatic motion shoved the sword through it.
ほらな、ひし形の穴にぴったりはまるぜ。
なるほど。象の腹から背中に抜けた穴は日本刀を差し込むためのものだったのか。
あやかしの王を打ち倒せ。なるほど。このことを指していたのか。
Mitadashi gave the sword a final shove, and the statue made a small click, followed by an electronic whirring noise.
仕掛けが動いたか。
What do you think that noise is?
きっとあれです。
I don't know.
ライトが動いてる。
We watched as it slowly turned the point at the top of the sword. It's reflecting off the katana and pointing to the door on the right-hand wall.
勝利の光が道を指し示す。これで謎は全て解けたな。
Yeah. I gave him a vigorous nod.
よし。それじゃあ、稲船先。今度こそお前が扉を開く。
Why do I need to open the door?
武士ね。
Oh, okay. Good. Here goes. Now that the puzzle was solved, all I had to do was open the door and we should be finished with this attraction. I could feel everyone's eyes on me. Hi? I grabbed hold of the door and threw it open. On the other side of the wall was the head of a demon mounted on it. What? I stepped forward to get a closer look. A harsh buzzer sounded.
何？武士のカードが赤く。
What?
おい、避けろ！
As he shouted, I heard an arrow fire from the demon. Ah! Suddenly, I was frozen in place by surprise and terror, and squeezed my eyes shut.
バカ野郎！
Aye! Is that Mitadai? Something slammed into my body. The arrow, I thought. No, wait. This is another body. I opened my eyes and looked up. Oh!
大丈夫か？
I knew it. What? His face was twisted in pain, and it only took a moment to see why. The bolt that had been meant for me was buried in his shoulder.
大丈夫か？くそ。思ったより痛えな。
Mitadashi saved me? I realized my mouth was hanging open and quickly shut it, but I felt awful. I have to say something. If I just jumped out of the way. I guess are you okay? We shouldn't scold him. Are you okay? I think I'm okay.
そうか。そいつは良かったぜ。
He grinned. I didn't get any hearts.
止血しないと。
大した傷じゃねえよ。騒ぎすぎだぜ。
結構な出血量だぞ。アナトルナ。少し痛むが我慢しろよ。
Nothing about a man's arm turning green and falling off. He just said that it's quite a bad wound, but we need to take care of it as soon as possible. Just hang in there. We watched for a few tense minutes while Shirabe applied some rudimentary first aid. Here, take this.
ありがとうよ。
I handed him my handkerchief, which he skillfully tied around Mitadashi's arm.
くそ！最後の最後で気を抜いた。
Yeah, Shido, what were
俺
you
のミス
thinking?
だ。
Shido grimaced and slammed his fist into a nearby wall.
誰のミスとかそういうんじゃねえよ。正義の味方気取ってカッコつけてんじゃねえ。
別にそういうわけじゃないが、せめて用心して。 扉からみんなを離しておくべきだった。
ひとまず簡単な処置はしておいたが、急いできちんと治療した方がいい。
Mitarashi nodded in thanks. Then we need to get out of here as fast as we can.
どうしてさっきのが間違いだったんだろう。
Yeah, I don't get it. Yeah, that's the first thing we need to figure out. I tried to fight down the growing feeling of panic and go over what we knew, but I couldn't hold my thoughts together. I was so sure that was the answer.
私も同感です。
手順を間違えているのか。あるいはまだ何か見
Yeah,
落
we
とし
need
た
to look at the saying again, I think. Shirabe continued to mumble to himself and scratch his beard as the rest of us thought.
でも引き戸はあと2つだよね。一か八かでどっちか開けてみるとか。まあどっちも外れかもしれないけどなんて。
Please stop, Wakasa. I could tell he was trying to lighten the mood, but his words had the opposite effect. The minutes ticked by. Every so often, I could see Mitarashi grimace in pain and shift uncomfortably. It must hurt more than he's telling us. We need to do something fast. Let me, I need to save.
もう一度初めから順を追ってみよう。
Let me save. Because I may have the bomb defusal thing again, and I don't want to mess it up. Okay. No, I don't want to quit the game. I nodded and started running over what we knew in my head. Shirabe pushed the switch, and then we found the katana with the wild ginger seal on it. That was the line. Take in hand the holy seal, and with the prayer of the priestess. Next, we stuck the sword in the statue. And it made a sort of clicking noise, which was the defeat the Demon King part. Finally, the light moved to the end of the sword and reflected off it to point to this door, which was the light of victory will illuminate your path.
くそ、一体どこが間違っているって言うんだ。
It seems like we did everything we were supposed to, but something feels wrong. I racked my brain for what that might be. When we examined the room, did we miss something important? Here we go! Alright, explosive insight. Okay, I think we figured out the announcement riddle, so let's look at the stuff around the room. Nurarihyon, diamond-shaped hole. Different. Okay, I think it's this. The wild ginger. Okay. We examined the doors. Most of them were fake and just painted on. Okay. Real and 3. I don't think it's either. I think it's the 3-leaf wild ginger. But just in case, let's go ahead and go with the 3. Sure. I hope this works. I think it's the wild ginger. Are you kidding me? I suck at this. Why am I so bad? I can't think of anything. Minutes ticked by and minutes turned into hours. Of course.
残り時間がもうないぞ。
もはやここまでか。
No, we're almost there. I frowned, and at that moment, a blast of air whipped through the room. Sorry, guys. Miyoshi's words were the last thing I heard. This is clearly a playthrough where we get all the bad endings, right? Is that what we're trying to do? Okay, so what was it? I need to figure this out. It's not Nurarihyon, it's not the diamond-shaped hole. The base and the statue are made of different materials. Okay, fake and real? Different, fake, and real. Sure. I got one. But different. Yay! I suck at this. I'm so sorry, guys. We forgot about how the statue and its base are each made of different stuff. So, couldn't there be something hidden there? I looked up to see 6 stunned faces staring at me.
確かにそうだな。そいつをすっかり見落としてたぜ。
Yeah, you know what I need to do is I need to read each paragraph like in depth because I think I'm looking at the keywords and trying to figure stuff out and I need to really read it. So from this point on, I'm going to do that. I promise.
くそ、自分で気づいていながら。
そうとなれば材質の違いが一体何を示すのかを考えてみましょう。
We huddled around the statue and began to study it with renewed interest. We have to figure this out quickly. Out of the corner of my eye, I could see Mitarashi, still trying and failing to hide how much his wound hurt. I began to circle around the statue. What is this thing made of anyway? Without really thinking, I reached out to touch it, only to have my arm suddenly grabbed and pulled away. Whoa!
むやみに触るんじゃない。女のくせに危険に首を突っ込むな。
I can do whatever I want, thank you. I'm a strong, independent woman who don't need no man, even though I'm with 6 potential bachelors. Just saying. Gah! He grabbed me, and now I was getting yelled at? I mean, sure, he probably probably shouldn't have touched it without warning everyone, but what does being a woman have to do with that? It sure sounded sexist to me. Yeah, it did. What is happening? What is he thinking? This probably isn't the time to start a fight, but he's being an idiot. Oh. We're gonna snap at him. That's amazing. I love this game.
すまない。
Yeah, okay. Maybe I didn't really think too hard about whether or not I should touch that thing. But my being a woman doesn't have anything to do with it. What the heck were you thinking? Get my neck weave bob going on.
確かにその通りだ。俺としたことがつい言い過ぎてしまった。
As long as you learn your lesson. Well, I did stick my hand out when I shouldn't have, and I apologize for that. But don't do that again, okay? Aw, we won a little love from him. We stood up for ourselves. I should have been more careful, but if I hadn't called Shido out on his malarkey, I would have felt pretty steamed. Shido hung his head and rubbed a hand over his eyes.
その本当にすまない。民間人を守るべき刑事という立場でありながら、みんなを危険から守れなかった。
No, you're not done yet. Keep going.
そんな自分にイライラしていたのかもしれない。お前に当たるのは筋違いだった。
It's okay, really. He bowed his head. I like this girl. She's feisty.
お前は真面目すぎんだよ。だいたいこんなの怪我のうちに入らねえっつってんだろ。
He said this shouldn't even be considered a wound. Really, dude?
まあ、お前のことは正直いけすかねえが、これでも頼りにしてるんだぜ。お前
Nope, sorry, I cut him off. Yeah, you don't need to be so hard on yourself.
まあ、そういうわけだ。警部だな。
Shido pursed his lips.
警部補だ。
どっちも同じようなもんだろうが、細かいこと気にすんなって。
Yeah, he's been hit with an arrow.
まったく。お前にはかなわんな。
Yeah, I don't know how to solve puzzles, but I know how to snap at people. Apparently. Shido sighed and gave us a small smile.
さあ、仕切り直しだぜ。改めて像を調べよう。
We nodded and turned back to puzzling over the statue again. It's probably gonna rotate.
もしかしてこれ
Yeah,
回るんじゃない？
exactly. He pointed down toward where the statue met the base.
像に触れるのは俺に任せてくれ。
Oh, you still want to touch it, huh? Carefully, Shido stepped forward and put his hand on the statue. When nothing happened, he slowly started to push. It moved. Not very far, but it had moved. It appeared that the katana could be used as sort of a handle to rotate the statue.
よし、ここから先はいなく。
Oh!
お前に
Well, thank you!
確かに今度こそ武士のあなたがやるべきでしょうね。
That's right, I'm a warrior.
危険がないとも限らんからな。とりあえず少しずつ回してみるといい。
Right, got it. I moved the statue slowly, bit by bit, and before long... Ah! The head suddenly shot off and flew across the room, slamming into a wall and dropping to the floor. The head popped off?
びっくりした。心臓が止まるかと思ったよ。
His eyes were so wide I could see the whites, and his breathing was fast and shallow.
カードが緑色に変わってる。
Ah, yeah.
武士がヌラリヒョンを倒したんですね。
手順が間違っていたんじゃなく、足りなかったのか。
Yep. Shirabe groaned and shook his head.
つうことは、次はこの日本刀の切っ先に反射してる光の差す方の引き戸を開ければ。
左側の引き戸を指している。よし、今度は俺が行こう。
He strode off toward the door and, once he made sure we were out of the way, pulled it open. That's it!
正解か。
He let out a sigh of relief, and I followed suit. Yay!
覇王の間クリア。
I never thought I'd be happy to hear that voice, but for once I was.
見て、通路の奥に外の景色が見えるよ。
Ooh! This must be the exit. We began to cheer. At last, we'd finally finished the first day's game. Our faces were drawn and tired, but every one of them was split with a relieved grin.
ゲームステージ1を完全クリア。報酬アイテムを入手しました。
One of the floorboards in the passageway popped open. Inside was a treasure chest like the one we found in the first room. Yo, what are these?
どれどれ。なんだこれ。
Oh yeah, he got a
紙切れが
scroll.
一枚ぽっちか。
He pulled it out and frowned a bit.
さ太陽って意味か。
お前さんの怪我も気になる。そいつの意味を調べるのは後回しだな。
Right, we need to get you treated. Let's go. I broke into a run and heard everyone else doing the same behind me. It wasn't easy, but we did it. We beat Samurai Fantasy 7. Yay, we did! Awesome. When we finally got outside, it was 7 p.m. and totally dark. The last room had taken us 3 hours. I felt a chill go up my spine. If we'd taken just a little longer to finish. Thank you. You. I glared at the screen with the pig's ugly face on it. We technically died a couple times. I felt everyone tense. We knew exactly what he meant. We had a bunch of close calls already, but we've got 6 more days of this. My chest tightened. We could only go on for so long. Sooner or later, we would slip up and someone would... I can't let that happen. Shido's voice broke the silence.
一つ提案がある。このゲームとやらを7日間すべてクリアできたら、俺たちに一つ報酬をもらえないか。
What does he want?
確かに。これがゲームだって言うなら、クリアしたのに報酬もクリアボーナスもないなんてのはありえない。
Shido nodded in agreement. They're right. It's not fair to have to go through all this for nothing. As for my reward, I'm just hoping to save my uncle. What is our request?
豚の割には太っ腹じゃねえか。
Shido's face didn't even twitch.
お前の目的は全くわからないが、これだけは約束してもらう。 人質を全員無事に返してもらおう。
None of us had expected that, least of all Hogstein, who began to shake with rage. Gentle maiden? Sorry, it's hard to understand. What? Cocky monkey?
チンクシャってもしかして僕？
はあ、筋肉だるまだと？
天使ってまさか私のことでしょうか。
なんだと、俺がハゲる？バカを言え。それにこれはクセっ気だ。
Okay. Now he's just being childish. What the heck is going on here? Where did all these insults come from? I understood that he was angry, but this was going too far. What's his deal? Telling us all off when he's the one who did this to us in the first place. I think we need to restrain ourselves, because if we get mad and blow up at him, he could kill us all. We need to be careful. This really cheeses me off, but I can't make a stink about every little thing he says. Yeah, just breathe. Just breathe. I decided to just ignore him instead, and so the barrage of insults continued for some time. After a while, we just stopped listening, and eventually Hogstein seemed to tire himself out. Is he finally done? After all that, really? Then, why did you get so mad? It will arrive? But I want to ride the rides. The screen blinked out.
ホテルが到着する？
Yeah, that's weird.
って言ってたな。どういうことだ？
なんでもいいぜ。とにかくようやくの自由時間だ。
He got shot with an
楽しも
arrow.
うぜ。
Without waiting for a response, he took off towards one of the park directories.
彼はきっとこういった遊園地が大好きなんでしょうね。
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Also, he got shot. That was probably why he knew so much about this one.
いや、本人は隠しているつもりだから、そっとしといてやろうじゃないか。
True. If that was the case, though, he wasn't hiding it very well. Still, no harm in leaving it unsaid. When we caught up to Mitadashi, he seemed shocked when I reminded him that none of the attractions were working. Apparently, he hadn't been listening to Hogstein that closely.
お昼ご飯も食べてないし、すっごくお腹減った。僕はレストランに行きたい。
I hadn't realized until he said it, but I was hungry too. Starving, in fact.
いいですね。私もいささかお腹が減ってまいりました。
腹が減っては戦はできないという。
Let's all eat.
俺も同行させてもらうとしよう。
確かにそうだな。俺はひとまず事務所に向かうわ。その後で合流させてもらうぜ。
Okay, just don't pass out or die. He didn't seem to want to say it, but I had a feeling Mitarashi wanted to try and find something to treat his wound with.
僕はちょっとゲーセンを見てくる。
But if the attractions aren't working, wouldn't that mean all the games are offline too?
一応確認しておこうと思って。
It is very life or death. We need to know.
俺はランドの情報を集めるために中を探索してくる。
Alright, I'll go with Mitarashi to the office then. He'd gotten hurt because of me, and it felt wrong to just leave him.
あ？なんでお前がついてくんの？
It didn't sound like he was very fond of the idea. I...
俺に気を使ってんならむしろ一人にしてくれよ。だいたいこういう団体行動って
He is a
俺
host.
あんまり得意じゃねえんだよ。
The brush off didn't get much clearer than that. What should I do? Actually, you know what? If I try and convince him to let me come, that'll be awkward. Let me save right now, because that way I'll be able to make a decision in the next video. No, I don't want to quit though. I want to see what the options are. So if I try and convince him to let me come, that'll be awkward. Who do I want to go? Oh my god, I didn't realize I had that many options. Okay, looks like we're about to start the Otome part of the Otome game. I need to figure out who I want to team up with. I don't know what I'm gonna do, and I guess I'll see what you guys want to see happen, and we'll try to play off of that. But either way, I'm gonna go ahead and end this episode here. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you enjoyed. I'll see you guys on the next MAMJ. Let's go. He was so smug. I just wanted to punch him in that big, massive, jiggly gut every time he opened his mouth. Interesting. You guys got your puzzle caps on?
クリアできなかった。あと少し。
Oh. Thanks for that.